How influential are Chinese investors in America's real estate market right now? Start us off, RJ.
So I was actually kind of confused by this question. I actually asked before, like, I don't understand why this was a question that's asked. I don't understand the timing of it. And so based off of the research that I did, they're the minority as far as foreign investors go in the United States. I mean, more Canadians are investing than the Chinese and American real estate. So how influential are they? I mean, obviously they're always having some sort of an impact, but it's a small percentage in comparison to everything else that's going on. So I would say it's a very small percent.
And the award for the worst answer ever.
I asked why it was a question. I don't understand what it was for.
Thank you for not answering the question, RJ.
I said very little influence.
All right. Next up, Leon, what are your thoughts on this?
So from our standpoint, I don't think anyone on this panel, and I could be wrong, I don't think anyone on this panel, though, is seeing influence in what we do. I think if, to RJ's point, if you research this, and I had to, because this is not something that I see in a daily or have daily conversations about, or even quarterly conversations about. The Canadians, as to RJ's point, are doing, to date, the highest percentage of any foreign investors. But I do see from what I was able to read, there is some influence there, so much so, especially on the ag side. And this is not a lane in which we play in, but farmland seems to be a new focus of the outside foreign investor. And it seems that seems to be the case with Chinese investors. So it's gotten enough attention that it's getting state governments, Texas, as well as federal government looking into it. So obviously there's some influence there, but I don't think anyone on this panel or people that are watching the show are feeling any effects of that today.
Good insight, Leon. We appreciate you actually answering the question, unlike RJ. Next up, Wu Trang, what are your thoughts?
When I read this question, I was kind of thinking they were talking about the hedge fund that we were starting, but I'm not sure if that was the direction we were going to go with this. I did have the good fortune to talk to Ryan Zolan earlier today, and he mentioned that he's got this multifamily that they got these Chinese investors that are buying, and the numbers he shared with me is like, that doesn't make any damn sense. But I think when they're coming from China, it doesn't have to make sense. The numbers, the challenge with the investors coming from China is not that they're going to be competing against you on as far as the quality of the deal. The problem is that they don't care about the ROI as much because China appears to be in a bubble. So they're just trying to get their money out and park it anywhere in the U.S. If you look in the penthouses in New York, there are literally floors that are owned by people from China who have never set eyes on the property, who have no intention to ever occupy the property. It's just sitting vacant, right? Millions of dollars for a floor sitting vacant because whatever they can do to make sure that their money is tied to the U.S. dollar versus the Chinese money, that's what it is. But as far as being an influence, I don't see them being an influence.
Damn, Steve coming with insider information there. Yeah. All right, CJ, what are your thoughts?
Yeah. What's that URL again?
I can't speak from research because I just saw the questions as I was late for the show starting. So I can't speak from experience. All right, I'll speak from experience. What I've seen in the last 13 years of being in business is that EB5 investing is huge business. Maybe it's not direct purchasers, but I see EB5 money flowing all the time, supporting different funds locally, people that I know in different states. I know EB5 money is backing a ton of different projects in different places as well. So I don't know how much that influence is or isn't, but I think money from China in the form of EB5 for sure, from my experience, is flowing extremely heavily inside of the market nationwide. And so whether that's in the form of, again, direct buying, more so I've seen it in the form of, funding into lending or purchases. But that money is definitely in this market and has been for a very long time.